Good morning. I think it was probably a year or so ago I did a Dharma talk where I was asked the question, does Zen practice have stages? And the correct answer at that in that time and place with that person was no, because I was pointing toward to original nature, which is pure, undefiled, or non-duality, if you like. So that's our starting point. So how come we're lost in the weeds? Why can't we find our way home? Generally speaking, as a society, as ordinary human beings. What is that? And Dogen, the founder of Soto Zen from Japan, said something like, I'm paraphrasing now, um, Zazen is getting to know yourself. Zazen, of course, is meditation. And to get to know yourself is to forget yourself. And forgetting yourself is to be realized by the 10,000 things or awakened to the 10,000 things. The 10,000 things is all phenomena. So apparently, it seems like there are stages there. So, anybody watching the Olympics? So, you think you can just jump off a ski jump and get 106 meters? Huh? And even those athletes that don't quite get that far, they have a coach, right? Somebody there to help them along. So Zen practice isn't all that different from that, actually. In the beginning, when you're getting to know yourself as a new practitioner in Zen, you're training. You're learning to watch your breath, to be in the moment, to feel your body being present in this space, and not to get caught up in your thinking and emotions. And depending on your particular attributes and abilities, this either comes quickly or slowly. Now, to help you with that, there are all these techniques. And these are all to help you get out of the weeds of your own thinking and your own deluded views of how things are. So this is getting to know yourself. Now, forgetting yourself. This is that stage where awakening is happening. In other words, you are no longer identifying with your thinking, with your ego, with your emotional states. Now, how do we get there? And another way that I like to think of it is you are developing your awareness of your inner compass. Compass always points to true north. Doesn't matter which direction you're going. If you want to go south, you just go opposite. Want to go east, you know where east is. You know where west is. You know where all the points on the compass are. So this, another way to refer to this compass that I'm talking about is wisdom. So meditation, wisdom, you know, there are two of the perfections of the Bodhisattva path. These are developed at the same time, and this is the compass. So the 10,000 things, all phenomena. This is your compass working. No matter where you are, no matter where you put your foot down, there you are, you're home. So here's the problem with all this. There's very few beings that already have that compass activated in their lives. It's possible. They don't have to do Zen. They don't have to be of any particular thing. They just have it. Boom, it's working. But that's a very rare individual. Most of us have to figure out that we're not what we think we are. That compass isn't working. We're lost in the weeds. And even when we've practiced for a long time, we get lost in the weeds and we lose sight of our compass. So getting back to the athletes, what do the athletes do when they lose their compass? And they do. They crash. They don't make, they make mistakes. What happens? They've lost their compass. So, which is a form of concentration, a form of being in the moment, of understanding, what their capabilities are in this particular time, place, and moment. All of that is part of the compass, this wisdom of understanding self and letting go of self and being acknowledged and by all 10,000 things. So it is useful on this path to have reference points. So there's two of them that come to mind, the 10 ox herding pictures, which are a wonderful sort of description of what it means to come to the place of awakening. And if you haven't explored those, I highly recommend them. The other is Tosan's 5 ranks, which sort of ranks the process of awakening into these 5 ranks. You can find that on your own. These different tools that we have. So one is koan practice, generally a big question that forces you to drop off the idea of I. The other thing is in the Korean Zen tradition, there's the wadu. The wadu is like the koan, only it's a question. What is this? And that's all you live with is just, and you go with that until you drop off body, mind. So, and then there are other things about watching the breath and the Tantien, being centered in your body. So the athlete can do this very easily because they're trained. So when you train in Zazen, in one exhalation, it's activated. Your compass is true north instantly. One breath, one exhalation. No sitting for hours, no having to follow somebody. However, you'll get lost. So then you have to find it again. So you can't tell someone, oh, just breathe, relax, and you'll get it. Well, sure, maybe. So the other thing about Zen is there are always teachers or guides. And the reason that is they have true north, hopefully. Maybe not. So, it's a dance. You dance with them and you think, sometimes you think, oh, they don't have true north. They're totally off the mark here. I'm not like that. But they're right on the mark. Other times you think, no, I'm not like that. And your compass is right and theirs isn't. So how do you know the difference? Keep training. Keep coming back and see what the results are. If what this teacher or advisor is telling you is helping you to recognize your own compass, then maybe it's working, you see. So, yes, some people do it without any sort of teacher or any sort of direction or any sort of belonging or coming to a Sangha or anything like that. They just are awake to their compass and their lives move along beautifully. But that's a very rare person indeed. So that's why we come here. That's why we do what we do, is to fine tune our understanding of ourselves to the point where we can drop our ideas of who we think we are off, and we can be in the phenomenal experience with our compass and know where our true north is. So this is what we do. So be very careful about giving advice when you don't have a true north. Be very careful about telling someone what you think they should do, thinking you're being compassionate when you yourself are deluded. Be very careful about thinking, no, now I know Buddhism or now I know Zen, I can go out and teach it. Be very careful. Many people's egos as subtly take over and they think they know. Just remember, we talk about this all the time. Don't know. When you have your compass, don't know is easy. It's easy. When you're lost in the weeds, don't know is hard. Comments, questions? Okay.
From my personal experience, I found that this preparation, Zen, or this process of preparation, the 8 limbs of yoga were very helpful for me.
Okay.
And that was a preparation of ethics, breathing, sitting still, sensations, concentration, meditation.
Yes.
All those limbs of yoga are avenues, preparation for Zen.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I came to Zen, it's like I came home, like I'd had all this preparation for something, and then it was there.
Yeah, well, welcome home.
Thanks.
Anything else from anybody?
I really appreciate the education of it and breaking it down, because we get these little bits and pieces and it helps a lot.
Okay, good. And we'll see you all next time. Thank you.